That's $14,000 extra in the pocket. I've been here 9 years. This year will be 9 years. We had quite a few more cattle than we do now, but the two previous droughts have kind of knocked us down to some lower numbers. And then with the market the way it is, it's hard to buy back. So a lot of these cows are pretty old. They have a lot of age on them, but they're doing their job, breeding back and having calves, so we keep them. I started putting out the liquid feed last year, and we normally try to stockpile forage and have standing forage for them to graze. So I always had liquid feed and learned about the liquid feed additive, and I was like, well, I'm going to try it. Our liquid feed was around $400 a ton, depending on which one I got, and they were going through like almost 2 tons in 2 weeks. They were really hammering on it. And I was trying to feed a little hay and try to spread it out, but they would just go through it. It was hard to justify the $100 extra for the additive, but we went ahead and did it. It took about 2 gallons of that liquid feed additive for them to start slowing down on it. And then we went from, we had 2 tons a week feeding it, and then 2 tons a month. And they got to where they didn't hardly even eat it. And the only reason I have some out now here recently is because it's left over from last year. I need to feed it. I had ordered what we normally got, and I'm still putting it out because we got it and I don't want it to go to waste. So I haven't been feeding any cubes or anything. And it helps them consume the dead ryegrass, but they still got enough green. I'm going to start incorporating the microbes that are in the minerals too, and putting the mineral out, so that way I can kind of move away from the liquid feed, year round. When I started putting it out, the calves and stuff would go to it. Our historical weaning weight was about 620 pounds. And then when I weaned, after I'd used that liquid feed additive, it was 700. And I didn't change anything. I might have been a week or 2 off on my weaning and working schedule, but and on a dry year to that, like the last 2 years I've been hauling water, you name it. So for them to wean like that was amazing. But they have like a bloom about them. You can see the cattle, they're real shiny and look like they get brushed all the time. That's what I call the bloom. They've got that oil on their skin, and that oil helps with flies too. When you go out there and look, you won't see hardly a fly on them. I put fly tags, and we try to do multiple things to keep the flies down on them, but normally I spray flies on their back. Haven't even had to do that this year. And it's all too, their immune system's probably working way better with the microbes being efficient for their gut, and gut health is related to immune health. Like I said, a lot of these girls are really old, and I'll show you another group that they're heifers, so I put them on the same, nutrition level because they're growing and trying to breed, and I'm trying to still keep them healthy as old as they are, where they're not going to be as efficient. But this is a 185-acre pasture. I have 100 cows on here. We'll probably be in here another 2 more weeks. We do a deferred rotation, so that's why we have so much grass, and I think that really helps too. Them using this product along with good management really helps them become really efficient. For the longest time, I was really having to pour the feed to them to keep them that way, and now I can let them coast.
Tell us about the Sure Grow. I know you've used that.
Oh yeah, so last year we had terrible crop of armyworms. They had started over there, and they were coming up everywhere. But I mean, you could walk and they would just attach to your pants. It was terrible. And so where they were active, because I was late to the game and I did not spray the Plus B and the Pasture, I went and sprayed them chemically with pesticides, and where they were active, and then everywhere else I sprayed the Pasture Plus B. And normally I have to budget enough grass for the grasshoppers, and I really think too, my grass has turned over a lot faster from season to season, from winter annuals to the summer perennials. I have a much faster turnover, and I really think that's because of the Pasture too. But there's hardly any grasshoppers out here. They ain't whacking you in the face or any of that. So as long as it lasts, even in grazing, especially if you keep a good stand, I think it'll last you at least 6 months.
Yes, for sure.
It was hard to pencil putting another $100 in that liquid feed, but like I was running the numbers. Historically, I've weaned at 620 pounds in the previous years. With that number of calves I had, 78 calves on this crop, and then I had an increase of 54,000 pounds from using liquid feed additive. So that's a difference of 6,000 pounds in today's market, what, $235 35 is what we said. That's $14,000 extra in the pocket. I spend $300, $400 a season for that, you know. And then the Pasture has helped my grass, so I think compounding all these products together, I think it really helps the whole ecosystem work. You're benefiting the cows, the grass, and everything, and it just returns to you. So, and the next thing I would like to incorporate is the microburst. If I had caught it at a better time or spraying, we've been so wet, using the microburst on that dry ryegrass to turn it over faster. You know, ryegrass is supposed to be allelopathic, so as soon as it starts turning brown, put that, you know, I can put my Plus B with my Pasture and the microburst and just turn it over. And then that's how you make money, is the faster you get a turnover, the more return you'll get. So, you know, sometimes you get a lull too when that ryegrass goes down. Them cows kind of slip off a little bit till your perennials come on. So it'll save that too.
How much rain have you gotten this year?
Oh goodness. Well, last night we got 2.5. So I mean, that helps too. We're getting moisture. Last year we were almost 10 inches behind. I was lucky enough to get a little bit of a rain on that Pasture when I put it out after the armyworms. And that saved me, because that helped it get in that plant faster. I think we're at 26 inches so far this year. Our annual rainfall is 34. I'm happy. I got goosebumps. I'm so happy because we have enough grass to budget the rest of the year. So even if we just get an inch or two here and there, we'll be all right. So now I got to protect it. Putting the Plus B out so the insects don't eat it, and helping them cows utilize it better with the mineral and the microbes. I think I'll still be able to coast some more. When you get excited about a product, I mean, like, I got the proof in the pudding, I see the cows. I mean, like I said, when you see the difference in these versus those, that's a no-brainer. And I like being the talk of the town. Her cows are so fat, they're gonna have diabetes, you know, like last year I had a 96% breed up.
On like 10-year-old cows?
Yes, now my bull to cow ratio is a little different than most people's. They say 1 bull to 25 cows, well I have 1 bull to 15 cows. So that helps too. The Hereford bulls that are in here, they're 2 years old. I'm pushing them to their max. There's a couple that are hammered, but they're young bulls. And it's neat too, if you just watch your cattle for a little bit and see their grazing habits, and I notice when they're going to the liquid feeder, when they're going to the mineral, and I'll be curious to see how much mineral they consume once I stop using the liquid feed additive and try to just do that in the winter months. So even before, I wasn't feeding liquid feed additive year round. Like I said, I'm just doing it now because I had so much I didn't want it to go to waste. So I'll just get rid of the rest that I have, and hopefully I can just go to doing that during the dormant season.
Yeah, on the mineral there'll be 1 to 2 ounces typically is what I say once their gut's balanced, which on liquid feed with probiotics they should have a good balance of probiotics in their gut, so they shouldn't hit it super hard like a lot of places do.
And like it took a couple rounds. I put it out and they were still hammering on it. And I was like, I remember talking to you about it, and I was like, well, whatever, this ain't gonna work. And I tried it one more time, and that's when I was like, there's still some in there. There's still some in, like I didn't, and that's when I realized it was working. So you just have to give it time. So same with the Pasture. I think people want to see like it work like fertilizer, and it doesn't work like that. I think you need to give it a year, and you can see the stand, and they're grazing it. So I've been out here a week already, and I think it's only 3 acres per cow, and normally in this country it's 5 to 10 acres. And again, deferred rotation helps, but I really think the grass can take the pressure too from the cows because it has a strong system underneath.
Linear rotational grazing has helped before you even implemented the sugar grow, and you did it during a drought. So you do it this year, you're going to even see more amazing things.
Yes, and now we have rain to make it work. Yep.
Yep. So it is going to work. You're going to see it work a lot faster than what you did last year, just because, like I said, you came in a drought.
At the end of this year, I can do a forage inventory and hopefully change my stocking rate even more, and reduce the number of acres, because we're making acres or pounds per acre, and the more pounds I can put on, the better.
Increasing your ranch size without having to buy land.
Yep. And it was really hard at first too, and some of it had to do with the cows. I did have some weaker cows. I got rid of those, but I kept feeding, and I wanted something to just make a little bit of difference for me, where I could see it. And this product has been that for me. You follow all the books and deferred rotate, try to do your stocking rate right, and sometimes you're just not seeing it. You're doing all the right things, and this kind of gave them just a little push to see the evidence, and that really helped me too fall in love with this product.